born to those who pledged their lives in sacred honor, was smiled upon by God and freed from chains and iron collar. He is held aloft on unity and by history revered, for preserving peace through strength his wings now reach across 200 years. But for each of those and 1 year more, God has smiled upon the core, from the Barbary coast to the eastern sand, by sword, by gun, or by bare hand. So it's been and shall be weighed, though many are born, few are made. Faithful always they shall remain, dogs to loose when war is waged.
Alright, let's go over what I've got done so far. Kind of bring you up to speed. I've made a few changes for reason. Blackjack pipe still. It's Chris Morgan. So first the platen. It's all finished. This has been squared up with the receiver. Now right here we got the table receiver. And lock. Yeah, you saw me finishing this up on the last video. Now originally plans were to have this bolted and grab this 1.5" square solid stock. That wasn't working out well, so I squared it up to the platen and then just welded it, because this will be, for me, this is going to be permanent, so I'm not going to be changing receivers much. I don't see any reason. I already have 2 tables built. Now I'll be showing those to you. Now I didn't film any of that because it's simple stuff. Yeah, it's just grinding, cutting and grinding, measuring, cutting and grinding. This is my 90-degree table. And the 45. And that's just going to drop in here. And that'll lock it up. Now I do have some tweaking to do. You know, verify center here, verify center on the tracking wheel, and make sure it all tracks well. Looks like, and this spring, the torsion spring, this is, it's holding about 4 pounds. That's not near enough. So I had to get me, I figured probably 10 to 15 pound spring. I'm hoping I can find one. I don't have to make my own. So I'll be doing that, and then I'll be trimming these bolts. And I'm thinking I may have to make, the drive wheel's got a little weird wobble in it, it looks like. So I may cast another one and do some machining. Try it again. We'll see how it goes, see how it tracks. But other than a little tweaking, that's about it. And everything's adjustable. Now the planting's, it'll go in and out. It's pretty well locked down on this one, but I may end up welding it as well. We'll see how it goes. The tolerances, the spacers in here were a lot tighter. I think it was 2.5 thousandths shims. That was just for the welding, so it could be, so the square could be punched out of the socket. And but it's pretty tight right now. We'll see how it goes when it's running and when I put some pressure on it. This one, the table receiver, I could not get this thing to tighten up enough to stay square. Any, you know, just a little bit of pressure on it made it move. So like I said, I took the bolts out and just welded it solid. So, but right now it is square to the platen. The platen's square to the tilt receiver, and it should be good to go. So I'm just going to go through some tweaking and get it to run, lock everything down, and get it to run. And then it all comes apart so we can powder coat and paint. Alright, so what I found so far is on my drive wheel, there's probably, I don't have a reamer, so it was drilled. I should have drilled short and bored it. So I probably got 3/1000ths on the drive wheel. A little bit of tweak in the shaft. It's only a 3/16 set screw. It doesn't wobble when the set screw's set, but you know, I think I'm gonna end up building another one and save up for a little reamer, or maybe cast 2 of them and try drilling it short and then boring it and try to hit the mark. Oh, it should just slide on with very little movement, less than it has now. So what I did, since the torsion spring wasn't tight enough, I went ahead and took it out. I didn't have a lot of room back. Didn't have a lot of room up in here, so I just shifted the whole mess, the whole tracking wheel setup to the left, to the other side of the post, and I found these. I remembered I had these little hydraulic shocks. These are 10-pound, so I'm gonna do something makeshift to see if that's enough pressure on it. Make a little bracket, probably to come from the tower up to the bottom of the adjustment bracket. Now, if the 10 pounds isn't quite enough, then I'll just stick with a shock probably, and maybe pick up a 15-pound. So I don't really know what it's going to take. I have this pushed up there pretty tight, but again, it may not be enough. The drive wheel might slip. Still got to play some more. And then also, I needed to bring tracking wheel back out, so I have to make a new spacer for the inside, and I want to make a little bit better one with a little washer head on it, so it hits more of the bracket. So that's about it for right now. I think I'm going to look for a battleship or marine gray color for this, or maybe a machine green, an old school machine green. I'm not sure what else those might be called. Any old Navy guys, if you know what those colors are, the green or gray that we used to put on the machines, it's pretty typical in the military and also in industry. Everything was either a green or a gray, kind of like those old school colors. So you can let me know what the hell that is, if you have a name for it or a shade. Okay, what we got here is a little spacer I was telling you about. I need to make a new one. I had some T6 laying around, so this is what I did. I guess 2732 overall. It should take up that space.